All right, guys. Welcome to another of our beautiful Ask Me Anything series of videos. The last time that we did this, it was Anik leading the session, and he spoke to you about the advanced algorithms and data structures bootcamp. And today, we're going to invite another very special guest, the same man who came on last time. Uh, you know him, co-founder, CEO at Edyst, Vasu sir. Welcome to the
Thank,
stream. Now,
thank you.
guys,
Thank you.
now that you're on, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of questions. Keep them coming. That's the purpose of this. Okay? Ask me anything. At Edyst, we're launching a new batch for our Webmaster Bootcamp. Any questions related to that, programming in general also, ask us. You have an industry veteran of how many, sir? 20 plus years?
Don't
20
make
plus.
don't make me feel so old and scared of all the people. But yes, I spent almost about 2 decades working in industry before I good fortune struck me and I met Abhinandan and Anik, and we all started off at this.
So yeah, wealth of experience. Vasu sir comes from corporate side. I obviously have been doing web programming for the last 5 years professionally. I've been doing web programming in a personal capacity for the last 10 years. Okay, so lots of experience here. Any doubt that you have, no matter how basic it might be, please feel free to ask. Okay, do not hesitate. We are here to take the most basic questions that you have, and we are here to talk you through it. Okay, so first off, Vasu, would you like to set the agenda? Why are we here today? What is this new batch that everybody seems to be talking about?
All right, my young friends, a warm welcome and a very good evening. And firstly, I hope you're all safe and sound, and your families are all doing well. So, the purpose of this session today, what Abhinandan and I are trying to do is twofold. Number one is to share a lot of insights from industry and students. So this is 1A, 1B. So what is this insights from the industry? A lot of people we speak to corporates, we speak to mid-sized companies, we speak to startups, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of need for full stack web developers, and you would say, yeah, I know that. So but when you say you know that, do you know what exactly are they looking for? What kind of questions can you expect in an interview? What kind of coding rounds will happen, and so on and so forth. So that's the industry expectation. The second thing is we keep speaking to a lot of students. There are thousands and thousands of students on our web on our platform, and a lot of students keep asking us, a prospect even before they're joining us, what is this course about? How long is this course? What do I learn in this course? What kind of projects happen, and so on and so forth. So we want to use this as a opportunity to come and explain all the FAQs, the frequently asked questions, which keep coming to team@edyst.com, and make sure that you people are well informed before you take a decision about joining a course or any course, and specifically the webmaster. And last but not the least, the second point is all about the specific course we're talking about, which is going to start on 20th of this month. So I will represent all you people in asking Abhinandan, who is the master instructor in this course, about what this course is all about. What can we expect if we are all on the same side, or the learning side? What can we expect? And what's so special about this course, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so Abhinandan, so the first part and the second part will make sure that they marry in well during the course. It's not a Gyan session as such, but we're going to very seamlessly share with you a lot of insights in the industry, a lot of inputs which we received from students over the years, and how this course has come about. So yeah, so we are all excited, Avi, that you're starting the next new fantastic batch this month, and we would like to know more about it.
Okay, so we started. It's been less than 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and we already have a bunch of questions. This is great. All right, so a lot of people are interested. I'm excited. So we came prepared with a set of questions. That people have been emailing to us at team@edyst.com, most commonly asked ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the first couple of them, right? And then we'll switch over to some of the comments that our students are asking, who are on the stream right now, right? So the first question, right?
So it's a very interesting question, and it's the most obvious one. And we receive a ton of these on team@edis.com, and people come and chat on the Edis platform. Uh, how is this Edist Webmaster Bootcamp or the program different from hundreds of others which we see on online? And what's so special about it? So, what is it that Abhi you have special for all of us?
So 15 seconds, I'll try to explain. 1 5. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a structured program, very, very intense in terms of the number of projects that we make you do. It's not a gyan, it's not an academic, it's not the theory that you learn about web development. It's all about making projects. Why do you want to make projects? So that you can show that to the interviewer, so that you can show it to recruiters. Recruiters don't care about what certificate you have. Doesn't matter where you get the certificate from. In that interview setting, the first question they ask is, show me the code. If you can show them the code, great. That's what we prepare you for. Structured manner. We teach you how to build 15 plus projects, right? That's a huge amount of projects. We teach you the latest technologies about how to build a web application from scratch. All right. And to do this, we have 500 plus exercises, mentor support for 10 to 12 hours daily. All right. And Vasu, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of any other platform that gives that much mentoring and support throughout the entire journey. Right.
Yeah, as
It's
far as I know, we are the only platform where we have from 9 in the morning till 9 in the evening. We have online support from mentors. So if student is stuck at any point of time, so we also understand some students are studying, some students are working, some students have other time commitments we made in other places. So this is almost the ideal scenario where whenever you come for a 12-hour time frame, there's somebody always available.
Bilkul. And is that you get mentor support and you have peer-to-peer driven learning, right? The best learning happens when you can discuss with your instructor. We got that covered. 23 live classes, Vasu, and I'm telling you, these live classes are designed to be mind-blowing. They are not your typical lecturer coming in doing theory for 2 hours and then going away. No, we do live coding demos. We don't teach you how to build simple stuff. We'll actually, in each live class, I'll show you how to build, for instance, the Twitter timeline. Or someday we'll say, how do you build the Instagram posts page, right? So any concept that we learn in those live classes, we'll have a real hands-on coding demo, right? So these 23 live classes, one of the students actually came back after I explained this concept. She came back to me and said, sir, they sound more like hackathons rather than live classes. And I thought that was such a beautiful way to put it, right? These are 23 hackathons that I've been taking you through. First 1.5 hour concepts, next 1.5 hour actual real world coding examples. So in a nutshell, I've only touched on like the surface of what makes us truly special. Come join the bootcamp, try a free module, and then you'll be able to see what is it that makes learning so special, so fun, so engaging at Edist.
Okay. So, Abhi, there's a follow-up question, and it's on the private channel I've got. One of the student is asking is, can you take one step back and help us? What and why does this web course, Webmaster Bootcamp, why did it come into existence? So, from a little bit of from your memory, you can jog and say, why did we even start this?
Okay. So, first of all, a lot of companies, a lot of hot startups in the market, right? Product-based companies, they have these web applications now. Okay. Every company that you know of has a web presence. Okay. They may or may not have C++ software, but almost everybody has a website or a web app or a mobile app. Anything to do with web, every company is getting on it. Because of this, in the last 5-10 years, there's been a huge shortage of skilled front-end and back-end web developers, right? You have all these freshers, right? They come into the market, they pick like one tutorial from here, one tutorial from there, very scattered learning. Okay, they sit in the interview and they say, "Arey, but I know React. I just did tutorial 2 days ago." Interview is like, "That's okay, but can you build a project? Can you build something? Have you done?" Student is like, "No, I just did tutorial and I came." Say, no, the industry needs the freshers right now to be skilled at stuff. They want people with projects. They want people who have actual coding experience before they join the company. Whether
Right.
it's right or wrong, I don't know, sir, but that's what the status is. To address that, what we realized was a lot of people, right? Not everybody has to focus on competitive programming. Okay, not everybody has to try to go for an Amazon or a Microsoft or a Google, because it takes a lot of time to do that. Suppose you have 3 months in your hand. You're a college pass out, just passed out, say in the month of December or something, and then you're like, okay, I have 3 months in my hand. How do I make myself job ready? And we realize that if we teach somebody web development from the very fundamentals,
Correct.
HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then
Yeah.
React, Python, SQL, then Flask or Django or Express or whatever. If we
Right.
teach you the fundamentals in 3 months, I can make you job ready,
Correct.
right? And to me, that seemed like a very, very wonderful thing. You would have remembered, right? These we ran a summer of code program at Edyst.
Yes.
We got in like a batch of. You want to talk a little bit about them and their
Yeah.
journey?
Yeah, it's very interesting, we are always at the cusp between the academia and the industry. We were training, and we still continue to train a lot of people in Java and Python. The Java and trained Python people used to go and be positioned into companies. We started getting a lot of very interesting requirements from companies saying that, all right, good Java, good people, good Python people, in fact, some advanced Algos people. But a few requirements are very specific about how we can get people to be web developers in those companies.
Yes.
So, answer to the question was right. Let's build a course. So we went to a lot of people back in the industry. We had a lot of surveys uh, conducted, and we said, "What exactly are you looking for? What is the tech stack in the front end? What is the tech stack in the back end? So, what frameworks are you looking for, and so on and so forth." Then we built the pilot batch, so where I still remember it was a paid internship during that time, summer of code. In fact, we paid students at that point of time. Don't expect it now, my friend. And the reason why we did that is we bought in the best. In fact, they went through a certain coding contest. And
Yes.
then we got the best of students from each of these colleges in and around Hyderabad. Some people really came in from far off places, and we ran this course. The long story cut short is the course was so effective that a lot of students, in fact, Abhi will speak to you during the course of this session. When these students went to attend the technical interview rounds, the interview rounds was all about what is the project that you did, which you claim on your resume, which is looks like a full stack development. And I have not seen, we have not seen students do full stack. Full stack means, do you even know that there's a front end and a back end and a framework and so on and so forth? And these people said, yeah, can I show you the code? And then magically these people ended up in very, very good companies, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of stories, Abhi. And as we are speaking, a lot of questions have come on the private channel. Very quickly, I'll go to the second one. Very specific question. I think a dozen of them are asking, what is the exact curriculum and what gets covered in this course?
Okay. Before we do that, now that you've piqued their interest a little bit by saying
Yeah.
that our students ended up joining these special product companies, right?
Yes.
Like, let's tell them where our students have got. So okay, so without like revealing the names of students, obviously, I'll tell you two examples. Okay, so there's one student who had cleared they cleared InfyTQ, right, for the
Yeah.
Power Programmer role or something. Yeah,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
they went through us. They learned React and Flask. So they built like two applications. I remember his thing was called Tomato. Okay, so it was like a clone of Zomato. He
Yeah.
called it Tomato. Okay, and he actually did the whole thing. He built the front end. You could search for restaurants. You could like actual ordering. Though obviously we can't do, but he had all the flows and all ready, and he made it look really pretty, right? So he ended up joining this huge company called Seawise Capital, right? And for I know what half the stream is thinking. Yeah, that's all okay. Seawise Capital and all. How much? how much is your how much is the salary? So he got placed at about I think it was 8 plus lakh per annum, right? Almost twice of what Infosys was offering him, right? And that, I think, is what, Vasu sir, you're also trying to tell the people, right? Like, sure, you're smart enough, you'll crack these national qualifiers, you'll get into companies. I'm pretty sure the people on the stream are smart enough. But the difference between you getting into a services company versus a product company can oftentimes be the project that you do, right? If you have a good, beautiful web project, right? Nothing like it. You can do it in 3 months. You can show off in the interview. Machine learning and all is great. It's great to do those projects, but it's hard to show in the interview. These things you can actually show in companies. And startups, they really don't care about, what is your percentage in 10th class and all. They don't care. Can you code?
True, true.
If you do, you get it.
So the quick question is, what topics, what is covered in this? What's the course curriculum? What's the structure?
Okay, बढ़िया. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here.
Wonderful.
All right. Okay, beautiful Webmaster Bootcamp screen. And guys, don't get scared by the amount of stuff that we're going to cover in this bootcamp. Okay, we cover the most in-depth. Um, we explore all of these topics in depth. So the way we start is that we don't teach you anything that is not required in an interview. Okay, if there is some very hot technology or language that you can learn, but you know what, companies don't care about it, then we don't teach you. Purpose is not to teach you the best things in the world. The purpose is to help you get a job. So whatever we teach you is vetted by the industry. Whatever projects we help you do, vetted by the industry. So what is it that we help you learn? We start off by learning a little bit about Linux and the command line. Okay, again, not because I love Linux or I have been doing Linux for the last 10 years, everybody should know. No, it's because companies want you to know Linux. The laptop that they will give you will come with Ubuntu. Okay, the servers that you log into will come with Ubuntu. So we teach you how to do a little bit of Linux. We teach you version control with Git. Then we get started with the fun part of the course, which is building websites. And how do you build websites? You build it with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. A lot of students, Vasu sir, have this misconception that I have to learn Angular, I have to learn React. And I always sit and think, yeah, the company doesn't care that, you're good at React. The company is not, it's not a React company. The company builds web applications. Can you build a website? Doesn't matter if you learned the entire React manual by heart.
True.
If you can't code a website, you're not getting there. Simplest way to do that, learn basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, build 20 projects. Unless you build projects, you will not remember anything. And again, I keep telling you, I am a huge believer in the fact that you should build websites that you love. Correct. So I will not ask you to build some random website, some blue box. No, build big websites. Instagram public profile, Heroku sign up form, the Slack app itself. Correct. WhatsApp web. We build stuff like that. Then we go on to backend. Now you know how to build the front end of the website. Now we learn how to do backend. We give you an introduction to Python. We teach you a little bit of SQL, a little bit of Docker, and then we get you to write web backends using this framework called as Flask. It's the simplest framework I have used in my life, right? 7 lines of code, 7 lines, and I'm not even kidding. And I've done this demo in one of the other YouTube videos that I did before. 7 lines of code, you have a backend up and running. It can't get simpler than that. Compare and contrast with what these poor people have to do when they learn JDBC and Spring. Okay, you can't get started without 100 lines. So we do all of that. And then finally, again, projects. Front end pay we have projects, back end pay we have projects. And then finally, we do 3 capstone projects. 2 of them were suggested by Vasu sir, by the way. So we went to him and I asked him, sir, aapko kya lagta hai? What do you think? What kind of projects will students enjoy? And then he's like, yeah, definitely they'll enjoy building something like Zomato. Instagram, to everybody is on. Okay, so if you can build Instagram, bragging rights amongst friends. You can go to your brother, sister, friends and say, "Arey, boss, look, I built Instagram." Same confidence you can give to interviewer also. right? So those are the kind of projects that we help you build, we help you deploy them, we help you we teach you how it is that you can write your code in a beautiful structured manner, how to show it to the interviewer on Git, and finally how to demo your project. All of this in 3 months.
Okay. Can you pull up this question? Our good friend Aditya Chauhan is asking.
Sure.
So he's asking, front end is good, but for cracking different coding rounds of companies, they ask for DS and Algo. So wonderful question, Aditya. And there's no other person better than Abhinandan and Anik to answer this, because they run these specific courses. Which is all about advanced algorithm data structures, which is the other course that we run. In fact, if you would have missed, don't forget to watch Anik do the same A&A. Ask me anything session on this. But what's the answer, Abhi? What is the answer to
So yeah,
this?
very very valid point, by the way, Vasu. Some companies, obviously, so to crack different coding rounds, you do need a strong grip on DS Algo, but you have to understand that not every company has the same requirement. Okay. Obviously, if you're applying for a role at something like, for instance, Flipkart or Redbus or Yatra.com, or if you want Google, Microsoft, Amazon, those companies, the first 6 rounds are all advanced algo data structure. So if you want to get into those companies, you have to. There's no other way to do it. But even in that process, right, when you come to the end of the interview, every interviewer will ask, that all is good. So I like the fact that you know linked lists and graphs. Do you have some projects? At that point, when you bring out something like, oh, hey, you know what, I can also build Instagram from scratch. Okay, or I can also build something like Stack Overflow. You have sealed the deal right there. In addition, a lot of companies don't have such strict requirements about DS and Algo, right?
Correct.
I mean, Vasu sir, you've interfaced with so many companies by now. You know that some of them are like, yeah, basic coding skill I want,
Correct.
but then I want somebody who can come in on day one and get the job done.
Correct.
So
So
yeah.
Aditya, a great question, and I really love your your display picture, the mischievous Krishna. Yeah, so it's an interesting question that you ask, and kind of summarizing that. Aditya, this is not a debate whether a DS Algo course is what you need to take or a web course that you need. It all starts. In fact, we have a Java course, a Python course, we have a web course now, a advanced algos course. It all starts with the fundamental question: what is your ambition? What is your end goal? A lot of students, and currently that batch is running, which Anik runs on advanced algos, they have one focus. We want to get into companies, product-based companies, whose interview process is all about advanced algos and data structures. Kind of pattern of questions is what they have to go through. That's what it is required. So then a lot of demand has come in, and this is a very very intense course on webmaster, 30 seats, of which I think about 15 16 are already filled. And the focus of these 15 16 people, and we're going to close it very soon, the batch is going to be closed, and then people have to wait for the next batch. Their focus is very clear. One, I want to have very strong projects on my resume, which I can demonstrate both to the interviewer as well as the academic requirements that they have. Two, their interest is to build web applications to start their careers with. They want to join companies and say, I'm a web developer, but I'm a full stack web developer. Give me something in front end, give me something in back end, or put me somewhere wherever the demand is, and I would like to be a part of the web development team. So the answer to the question is, do these product companies require advanced algorithm data structures? The answer is yes. Then that's the course for you. But what Abhi was trying to tell you is, even if you go there, the answer to the question is, when you come to the final round and they ask you for a project, this will add as an additional thing for you. This effort which you put in, the effort which you put in to make these projects will not go waste. All right. So
And
Abhi, very very quickly, we are almost 25 minutes into the session, and we have a lot of questions which are coming. One of the question which a lot of people are asking is, they're asking me, Vasu, you keep mentioning students. Who is this student? Is it a graduate student? Can I be a working professional? Can I be somebody? Yeah. So that's what they're asking, Abhi. A student, graduate, or working professionals. So can you explain who this course is for?
so I'll tell you what, the current like cohort that we have for webmaster students has both students from the first year to the fourth year. We have graduate people who have already graduated but who are looking for a job opportunity. We have them in the current boot camp. We also have working professionals, so people who have a regular 9 to 6 job, and then they come back in the evenings and they study from say 7 to 9. Our mentors run from 9 to 9, right? And there have been days where we stayed up until 11, right? So these, even as a working professional, you know that you're going to get the kind of support in the boot camp, right? So we have all three categories of people. But when, if I were to answer the question who is eligible, it's not based on where you are. If you are looking for a job, right, if you're looking for a change in job as a working professional, the course is for you. If you're a graduate and you're looking for your first job, the course is for you. If you're in your final year, you are preparing for placements, the course is for you. If you're in your third year or second year, why do you think this course is for you? It's because you can get internships. You can get kick-ass internships. Imagine, yeah, you're a second year kid who has some knowledge of Python, little bit of SQL. You've built one application. Companies will run after you. Okay. And I think Vasu sir can tell you story after story of people who have received an internship in their third year, did very well over there, and got a pre-placement offer. So what is this pre-placement offer, sir? So the pre-placement offer, yeah.
So absolutely. And firstly, let me give all the credit to the students first. So they put in the effort and time.
Yeah.
But where Abhi and Anik really helped is that when students go for internships, there are two kinds of internships. Companies want interns to come and be a part of their company culture and so on and so forth. And there's an end intent that a few of the interns get into a full-time employment. So PPO, pre-placement offer, stands for while you're interning, if they find your the work ethic very strong, if your personality to be very well suited to the culture of the company, and most important, if you're able to demonstrate a lot of technical skills, if you're in working for a company and so on and so forth. So a lot of students, while they were interning, because they had a very strong credential of Edyst foundation courses, whether it's a Python or a Java with advanced algos and data structures, but they were able to demonstrate that apart and over and above that, we have been able to work on a project,
Exactly. Yeah.
a full stack project. And it's not because, and one of the things which you will really appreciate is when Abhi is going to take you through this entire course, it's just not theory, it's a lot of practice. In fact, 80% is practice. He's going to help you deploy these courses. So right from the gate to actually you can see how these projects get deployed on AWS. So when you start talking about these things, and when somebody else is talking in the company and you say, yeah, I've been through that, I have a context of this, that gives them a lot of confidence about that these are the people who are going over and above. So just kind of summarizing this. So Abhi will talk a lot more on the tech spec and the tech stacks. I'm going to tell you this, that what really does the magic in how do you distinguish yourself from the others in the crowd is all about what is that over and above thing which you've done. Over and above means
Exactly.
something which is not expected out of you, or most of the people around you don't do that. So what most people don't do is that do a solid project or multiple projects which they can very confidently talk during the internships, or to get into internships. One of the person we were speaking to in the morning, a company wants to hire some interns, and he very categorically said, Vasu, I know a lot of students who come out from the boot camps are good, but give me those specific people who have projects to demonstrate, because I'm not going to ask them theoretical questions. What's inheritance? What is a greedy algorithm? What is multi-threading? So I'm going to ask them, show me a project end to end in 15 minutes, which you worked on, deployed. What are the challenges while deploying and running the project? So he says my interview is going to be 30 minutes. And entire 30 minutes is on the project they have done. So that's the long answer to the question. What is it that we do? And as he said, it's for students, graduates, and working professionals is what it is.
So in the same vein, I think Siddharth asked a question along the same lines. Can job seekers or old pass outs with gaps who are looking to start from scratch, can they join the course? The answer is yes. And Siddharth, you will not be the first person to do so. We already have multiple people. The most inspiring of which is there's a work so there's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
So she's a mother of I think she's taken a career break, and now she's looking to get back into software development and IT. She's taking a course, right? So the conversations I have with her are so nice. Sometimes I say, hey, I'll be happy to get on 11:30 a.m. call to help you explain some doubts to you. And then she's like, but at that point my son has his Zoom classes, can we do it at 5 in the evening? And I'm thinking, yeah, as it is, the life of a mother is so busy, right? It's insane how much they have to work. It Despite that, she has the motivation, she has the determination, and she spends about 2.5 hours every day. I don't know where she's getting that time. She's spending that, she's looking to invest that time in her own career, right? And if I really wanted to answer that question, right, who is eligible for the course? If you are somebody who's looking to invest in yourself, become somebody with the skills who can get a job. If you want to put in the hard work for the next 3 or 4 months, then the course is for you, right? So don't think too much. Also, if you have certain, not everybody's personal circumstances are the same. I know, just because we say job seekers, not all job seekers are the same, not all pass outs with gap are the same. We are more than happy to talk to you. Just
Correct.
write to us at team@edist, okay, or just WhatsApp us on this number.
Correct.
And I have personally gotten on 20-30 minute calls with people even before they've purchased the course, right?
So, yeah, absolutely. And as Abhi is trying to tell, so we are not here to sell a course. That's the last thing. We find it odd to talk about the price, because we are all talking about the purpose of this course. And Siddharth, as you so rightly said, it doesn't matter. Absolutely. People, in fact, I don't want to encourage this or get people to get wrong ideas. So there's somebody we know who's not from an engineering background, who has done something else, but they say that the course is what matters, and what is it at the end of the course I produce, which I can showcase to the company what matters. So yeah, so pass out people with gap and so on and so forth, they want to get back into the mainstream. The answer is yes. So Abhi, a very quick follow-up
Sure.
question I have is, people are asking two very interesting things, and both of them I think are related. Do you need some programming experience before? If yes, which language, and what language will this course be taught in?
Okay, so you again, with this is at the end of the day a programming course, right? So if you have prior programming experience in whichever language, by the way, we have C++, Java, Python. If you've programmed in one language before, obviously you'll have some benefit coming into the course, right? You'll be able to pick up certain concepts faster. You won't spend so much time on the fundamentals. There's still a lot for you to learn. Just because you know Java doesn't mean you can build websites. So you still have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all of that. But certain parts of the course you will be able to go through much faster. Certain parts of the course, everybody in the bootcamp is a beginner. Nobody has done HTML, nobody has done CSS, right? So you don't need to hesitate, even if you don't know programming, right? As long as you are willing to put in extra time, okay? And our mentors are more than happy to answer the same basic doubt 100 times if needed, okay? Trust me, like once you try the Edyst mentors, once you see the level of support you get from there, you're going to start complaining about your college, okay, and your professors, and you see just the lengths to which our mentors go, giving examples, giving support, and all of that, right? So it becomes that much more easier for a beginner to pick up these concepts, to pick up programming. In the course, we start everything from the very basics. So if I'm teaching SQL, which comes in the second phase of the course, we start from the very basic. We teach you how to create a table, we teach you how to select one column, then we teach select how to select one row. We start from the very basics. And it's not theory, it's not theory. We give you examples after examples, exercises after exercises. We will make sure that everybody in the boot camp does the same 100 questions on SQL. And after doing 100 questions, it doesn't matter whether you know programming or not, you will definitely know SQL, right? It's the same philosophy throughout the entire course. We help you build stuff from the very basics, right? So if you don't know programming, might take you longer, but there is nothing in the course that you can't learn. Okay, web development is one of the favorite things that I teach for this very reason. It's a very, very welcoming field. It's not like data structure and algorithms. You really need to have some mathematical background. It's not like machine learning and data science where you need to have a lot of other skills. Web development here, everybody knows how to appreciate a good website. Building websites is simple. So we start from scratch and we tell you the fundamentals. So don't
Couple
worry
of
if you programming,
Couple
right?
of quick ones, Abhi. I don't know, the questions are just flowing in. You have a field day today. Very quickly, can you show? Very quickly, people are asking. You keep mentioning about mentors online who will help you. What
Sure.
exactly does it mean? Can you tell us where will the mentors? If you are doing 23 classes, other than the classes, where are the mentors available, which you claim will be available for 12 hours a day?
Okay, great. So while I do that, I'll just sign into my course profile, and you know what? Actually, let's show you guys how you can sign into the course as well. Uh, while I'm
Wonderful,
doing this, all right. Okay,
wonderful.
great. So first of all, go into the course page, try one free module. It'll ask you to sign in via Google. Sign in via Google. Okay. Um, and then you get dropped into this beautiful modules page. Okay, this is your course bootcamp, the webmaster bootcamp, and you'll notice that we have a leaderboard. This is, by the way, the bootcamp for March 2021. So this is the bootcamp that we are running currently. The batch, by the way, guys, it starts from the 20th of March. Okay, put it on your calendars. If you want to join before then, because that's when the live classes and all start. So once we get in here, okay, and suppose I check out a couple of questions, I'm like, oh, okay, so say hello to HTML elements. I do something, but you know what, Vasu, just don't get the answer here, right? So I go into my chat over here, all right, and then I see all of my peers available here to chat with. Okay, you can go into the webmaster bootcamp. So give me 1 second, I think went into the wrong, yeah. So you go into this, and then you'll find that you have mentors online. Okay, and you have a different set of mentors for based on each language that you want to try out, right? So for instance, I can go ahead and I can ping Vijay. Okay, who, by the way, is one of the most loved mentors in the web bootcamp. Students have nothing but good things to say about him. So yeah, so you can go in here, you can say hello, you can paste your code over here, right? And Vijay will get back to you as soon as he sees your message. Not only that, you have, you make use of our forums, for instance. So you can ask a question on the forums in case you want a more detailed explanation. So sometimes it's not as simple as saying, "Arey, this code is not working, can you help me?" For that, chat is brilliant. Or if you have some basic question, "Arey yaar, how do I become a programmer, can you give me some 2 3 tips?" Chat is great. Sometimes you have a more detailed question, very, this part is working but this is not working, etc. You can go ahead and you can post your questions on the forums. On the forums, just like in Stack Overflow, you get answers. People can upvote, people can downvote, all of that, right? People can reply, people can comment. So it's a typical forum, right? Just how forums work. So those are some of the ways in which you can get a lot of help, mentorship, and support, right? It's 9 o'clock. It's almost 8:30, 8:40. You can see that there's 72 people online, okay, across the Webmaster Bootcamp batches. So you'll never run out of people to talk to. And I'll tell you, Vasu, where this really, where it's the most comforting thing in the world is to know that I am not alone. I am not alone in doing this. So working professionals, right? You come home at night, 9:30, already tired, right? You really don't want to do anything. And then you're like, yeah, am I the only person learning HTML? Why even bother? But when you come to the Edyst platform and you see 70 people are online, 70 people are trying to do the same thing as me. What a wonderful feeling here.
Correct.
Also,
And the whole idea is that any of the people I talk to, the students, the graduates, the working professionals, they say that when they go to any of the other platforms, the learning is such a apart from the fact that they have a 1 hour or 2 hours of when an instructor comes and talks to them and so on and so forth. What happens when they're practicing? They say that practice becomes extremely lonely in other places. So they said one of the reasons why we sometimes there are this very interesting group of mavericks in one of the batches. They are the weekend nighthawks, I call it. So Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, they're just there and there and there till 2 and 3 in the morning. And you'll say, why? The answer is not that they want to prove something to anybody. It's just a group of friends, like a group of friends get together to play cricket or do some online gaming. For them, the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is all about gaming, and the game they play is to finish a certain amount of codes and build projects on the Edyst platform. So one very interesting question has come from our good friend Azim. He's
Yeah.
got a very interesting question about one of the other things. So Azim, with all due respect, I'll very quickly answer this and move forward. Uh, what probably everybody has a different point of view, and we respect all other YouTubers and all other people who are trying to do the courses. With all due respect, this is my take on this. I'm not disagreeing with him, but what I will agree on is, even in fact, Abhi can add on, is what you need to learn is skills which are broad enough. That is what we call a full stack. A little bit of front end, a little bit of back end. You need to know databases, you need to know how to deploy, and so on and so forth. However, what most probably this respected YouTuber is trying to say is that somewhere down the lane, once you start your career, become a full stack developer, and start working in the company, your inclination / your competencies will start building in either one of the sides. Either it's going to be you're very, very strong in logic, programming, and so on and so forth. You will become a backend guy. You have a lot of interest in text and fonts and colors and user experience and user interfaces and stuff like that. You will become a front end guy. So it doesn't mean that you cannot be a full stack. Of course, when you start building your career over a period of time, you will start specializing. It's almost called a T. T means you have a lot of breadth,
Brett.
and the stick down is the depth. So what this gentleman who was telling you is that you cannot be a full stack developer all your life. What he was trying to say is that when you learn the full stack, you start your career like that, but over a period of time, you start building competency either as a front-end guy or a back-end guy. Even in Edyst and all the companies where we worked and where we deploy, people start in a smaller company. You can't have 5 front-end people, 5 back-end people, and so on and so forth. And very quickly, you'll call a back-end guy and says, "Hey, can you fix my page how it looks?" Or you call a front-end guy and says, "Hey, you know what? When I entered the data, it's not going and sitting in the right table. Can you go and quickly fix it and check it out?" So that is what is the front-end full stack developer competencies that we help build. But as you become, Azim, a more proficient software professional, your proficiency will be in one side of the full stack. So anything to add to that, Abhi?
Yeah. So one of the things that people don't get, okay, and a lot of this advice is thrown around on YouTube, right? Everybody has their own thing, and everybody wants to advise in a certain way. What a lot of students, people who are watching the video, right, what they don't understand is everybody at the end of the day is saying the same thing. No, they're not saying wildly different things. Think about what kind of people claim to be full stack developers. Somebody who goes and does one tutorial on React, a little bit of Flask, and then he goes to a company in the interview round and says, "I'm a full stack developer, pay me 7 lakh, 8 lakh rupees a month." Company doesn't care whether you know React. Trust me, even though they advertise, even though they say, "I want a React developer." Vasu, you've seen people, right, who've done Angular JS and get into React JS companies. You've seen people who
It just doesn't matter, in the sense that I know of a person who was complaining that I learned Flask, but they're asking Django. It doesn't matter, and
it
because these
doesn't
are
matter.
all technical decisions and business decisions which companies take. So there is this very interesting small mid-sized company in Hyderabad, services-based companies. They hired a set of people in specific certain stack, and suddenly they got 4 new projects on a very different technology. And these people were ported onto that new project, and people said, "No, but we have been practicing on this tech stack." No. And the insight which we got from that owner is the students or the learners who are very proficient, fundamentally good at programming,
Exactly.
their
Exactly.
foundations were right. They could understand what framework is, not just do it for the sake of doing, saying that if you can do it in Flask, can I learn Django? And your famous answer is, yeah, I can. So the same case is in Java, right? And you have a Struts framework, you have Spring framework. Can you learn all the frameworks? No, you learn one framework fundamentally well, understand what is it and how is
Yes.
it that you use the framework. Then even the same framework, you have new versions of the frameworks coming up, right? So you can't keep coming back and running back to Edyst and keep doing a course for everything. So the long story short is the answer to this is what we're teaching is a broad set of skills and give you enough implementation experience through the projects which we
Exactly.
are doing, and then that's what it is. So
Yeah.
Abhi, I'm going to hurry you up.
No,
Uh,
no.
do I have any projects? You already spoke about it, and people
Yeah.
just want you to just once again tell what kind of projects, and are front end projects different from back end projects, or is there something called a full stack projects? That's the question I received.
Okay. Lovely. So let me show you what kind of projects it is that we help you build in
Right.
this bootcamp. Okay. So we help you build small projects in the sense that, one web page, one game. Okay. Something as simple and self-contained like that, pretty looking projects. Two, we help you build big projects, things with a login form, things with checkout, things with users, right? Things with all that functionality. We help you do all of that. So there is a wide variety of projects that we help you build. For instance, we will teach you something like how do you build a Sudoku game? Okay, and this example, by the way, the design and all is taken from the famous New York Times Sudoku, right? So that's how it looks on New York Times, and this is exactly what we will teach you to build in form of exercises and all of that on the platform. These are front-end projects. Okay, these don't really require you to have a database, call an API. So something like playing Sudoku, you just build a web page that does this. Enough, people can log in, people can play on their own. Sometimes you want more complex features. For instance, when you try to build something like Zomato, or what my friend built, Tomato, the Zomato clone. So if you want to build something like that, you need to have users, you need to have an admin page, you need to store things like likes and dislikes and who I am following. At that point, just doing the front end in HTML, CSS, React is not going to cut it. You need a little bit of database knowledge. You need to know how to build a simple API. Again, yeah, none of this is so complex that, oh, it will take me 6 years to build. No, you can do this in 3 to 6 months. It's very doable. But to be able to build those projects, you have to know a little bit of front end, you have to know a little bit of back end. You can't do it if you only know front end, right? And that's the kind of project that we want to do. So Zomato clone, medium.com blogging application. This one by far is the most exciting. Yeah, building Instagram. So a healthy mix of front end and back end projects, but mostly anything that you can deploy, anything that you can show in an interview setting. Those are the kind of stuff that we help you build.
Wonderful.
Does that
So,
take it?
so wonderful. So the our good friend on the private channel says thank you. So I'll do a rapid fire with you. There's a question on certifications. Do I get a certificate if I do this? And what's your view on certifications? What's the criteria? So Abhi, so what's your whole story about certifications and DIST?
Okay, so first of all, yeah, if people put in the kind of hard work that we are demanding of them in this program, it's not, you can't just show up and we'll give you a certificate. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. We don't want to certify people who we're not that company. Okay, we genuinely want to help you learn. We want you to become a great software developer. So if you complete the projects and if you complete a reasonable amount of the course, we do give you a certificate. Okay, and it's not a certificate you can make in Photoshop and you can print and send to companies. It has a unique number, it's verifiable, it's untamperable. So when you get a certificate from Edyst, you can actually, in an interview setting, when somebody asks, hey, on your resume you say that you have a certificate from Edyst, can I verify it? You'll be like, yeah, there's a unique number there. You can go to edyst.com on this URL and the platform will verify whether the certificate is correct or not. Okay, so you doing some other people doing some hokey pokey will not work. So it's a serious certificate that way, right? We've had students in the past show similar certificates to companies. They're verifiable. So yes, you do get a certificate post the completion of the course is in 3 phases. So we would ideally give out certificates close to the third phase. All right, we understand that the course is a lot, okay, because we're teaching a lot, it's a lot of value, right? But we don't really want to keep it till you complete the very last question only, then I'll give. We're also not like that. Yeah, the end of the day, our intention is to help you get a job, right? So if you complete a reasonable part of the course, you get a certificate.
So we have right on. We have a question from our young friend Pooja Shri. She's
Okay.
asking, "Do you provide placements?" So a great question, Pooja. Thank you so much for asking, because I think from a from the purpose standpoint, it's not certificates that are as important, but the knowledge that you gain, and there's a reason why you are on this course, is all about jobs. Abhi, all to
Yes.
you.
So yeah, placements are interesting. Okay, so we first of all we make sure that you're in the best possible place to be in to get a job. Okay, and how do we do that? We do that by grilling you. We make you do 500 exercises. We help you do 15 projects. We get you to a place where we do conduct regular resume review sessions. We do interview preparation, mock interviews. So we get you in the best possible shape of your life so that when you go to a company's interview, you'll kill it there. Okay, you'll rock that interview. So we help you get there. In addition to that, what we do is that we help provide placement assistance. Okay, so sometimes what happens is a lot of our partner companies, okay, Vasu, so just Vasu, as you were speaking, what 15 minutes ago you were talking about the about a company just today morning who came and asked you, hey, do you have
Yes.
people with a certain set of projects? So when these kind of companies come, people in the batch who meet the requirements. Okay, so for instance, if a company comes and says, yeah, I don't really care if they have SQL and Python knowledge, I'll teach them when they join, but they need to know how to do React. Yeah, they need to know some front end. So if you're past that stage, okay, if you already know HTML, CSS, JavaScript and React, we'd be more than happy to refer you. Okay, and it's not just we take you and throw into the deep end of the pool. We give you enough coaching. We help review your resume. I mean, Anik and Vasu can do sessions after, like, we can have a separate YouTube channel with Anik and Vasu just reviewing resumes. That's how many resumes we've reviewed so far. So yeah, so we give you as much assistance as we can to help you get a job, right? And believe me, every single course at Edyst that we sell, okay, is always geared towards how many people have got a job at the end of the course. When as founders we meet up and we catch up and we are like, okay, how well is the company doing? The first question is not how many courses were sold. The first question is, okay, this month how many people got placed? So until you get placed, Pooja, be assured that Anik, I and Vasu are going to work tirelessly to make sure that you get these interview opportunities, or you're able to apply to interview opportunities by yourself. We'll get you to a place where your LinkedIn profile or your resume is so attractive that you yourself will be able to apply to 10-15 other companies, right? So
And
until you
Abhi,
get placed, we are not going to sleep.
Abhi, you need to talk about the job portal on the Edis platform.
I knew I was missing something. Thank you so much. And you know what? These things are best left as demos. Okay, so this is a new feature that we added, I think about 3 or 4 months ago. So on the Edis platform, when you come and join the batch, you get access to our exclusive jobs portal. Okay, and it's not a random assortment of jobs. No, no, we have set of companies who exclusively advertise with us, or sometimes they provide very curated opportunities. Okay, so if you're in the webmaster bootcamp, we keep providing you with opportunities via the job portal itself. All right, so you can go in here, and once you pick up all the relevant skills, if you meet the criteria, you can go ahead and apply to these companies via the Edis job portal. So in
Yeah.
addition to all of the other
The word,
stuff, this is, yeah.
the word is curated. That means you can
Curated.
always find these jobs in 10 different websites. So there's a team here sitting and just looking at the jobs which you require, which
Yes.
fit the kind of courses which you do, and they are bought into the job portal, and the access to the job portal is there for anybody who joins. All right, Abhi, very, very quickly. So there's a question. It says, will I clear these national qualifiers which happen in TCS, Wipro, Infosys, especially the Infosys InfyTQ has been just announced. Can I clear these exams if I do this course?
Okay. First of all, it's an interesting question to ask. You're talking about webmaster, but I know as students will be students. Okay, even in Anik's videos, Sir, when is Hack with Infi round 2 always comes. So I can understand the curiosity. I can also understand that student is asking this from a place of a little bit of worry. Yeah,
Correct.
I'll learn web, but can I crack TCS Wipro? The material that you learn in this course, right? Because remember, in this course, we also teach you Python from very fundamentals. We teach you SQL from very fundamentals. And these two topics are 90% of what you need to clear most of these qualifiers anyway. Okay.
Correct.
That being said, these qualifiers have their own set of questions, very specific company specific preparation, and we believe that all learning should be very structured, very focused. Okay, so for these qualifiers, Edyst already has a bunch of other courses, and you can find the link to the courses in the description below. Okay, so go check those out. We have exclusive courses for TCS. The InfyTQ course just launched, by the way. For all you people worried, 2nd of April, 3rd of April, trust me, it came as a shock to us also. Yeah, they announced with less than 1 month to go. But we have a course for you. We have curated courses for you if you want to go down that road. That being said, an investment in the web course will pay off as well. In general, you will become a better programmer.
We have our good ex-alumni, Sriram Pentakota. Thank you, Sriram. If you're watching this, Sriram is, I think, Abhi's and Anik's one of the favorite alumni. So this is a gentleman who's working in a unicorn now. Yeah, very, very nice, Sriram. Very, very happy for you. He's somebody who's worked very, very hard. From started off with the basics of programming, then went on to do the advanced algorithm data structures, and he has a good set of projects with him in his
Sriram learned with us, by the way. Sriram was part of the ESOC batch. He built a few web projects with us, and a lot of impact in the interviews. So thanks, Sriram, for the kind words. Means a lot. Okay, genuinely, when we have students tell us every single day that, hey, this feature is really helpful, the chat is really helpful, the leaderboard keeps me competitive. So yeah, always nice to hear from our students. So
Wonderful.
I'm going to pick one question here, and Tiger Loth, he had asked this way back. I'm sorry I skipped it then, but I think there's a good place to answer that question now that we're about to wrap up the session. How much salary can a fresher expect as a full stack developer? So,
okay. Sorry. All right. So yeah. So great question. And as Abhi was telling, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people, will come very, very practical to as realistic as it is from the industry standpoint. So the salaries range is very, very wide in the full stack world as we speak. Right from about 3.5 lakh to all the way it goes twice as much, and sometimes product companies look for it. So the question, which is actually if the range is right from 3.5 lakh to 6.5 lakh, 8 lakh, and so on and so forth. So how do I know? How do I apply for which kind of range of jobs? The answer to this is how strong are you, and what is the strength of your project portfolio. So don't expect miracles that you will get a fabulous job on day one if it is not an established company or a very well-funded company and so on and so forth. But definitely the range starts from about 3.5 lakh per annum. But to demonstrate that it's a 3.5 lakh per annum, you should have a very, very strong project portfolio. So that's what it is. But we've also seen a lot of people get more than that, and the more than that is because they apart from the full stack, they have very strong advanced algorithm data structures background. That means their job which they applied for is a product, and this portfolio of project which they did in the web stack kind of bumped up their thing. So that means the foundational course which they did to get to crack a product based company was what decided the salary range, and what did they make into the final pool of selects is because of all the people the interviewer spoke to. In the 10 people, they had to pick up 3. He or she was in the top 3 because of the projects which they did. So Abhi, very quickly, rapid fire as coffee with Karan, coding with Abhi. So what is the very quick question? Please give us pointed answers. So are they going to be live classes? If yes, how many?
Yes, there are going to be 23 live classes. in a span of about 8 weeks. Each live class, as I mentioned to you, is not a lecture. I'm not going to be lecturing you for 3 hours. It's going to be a very interactive, filled with coding examples, 23 live lectures in 8 weeks.
Okay, so I think the question which popped up is, will I clear TCS Wipro? I think the
Oh, okay.
question you're trying to answer is how many live classes are there?
Sure.
The next question is very interestingly, my good friend, with all due respect, the question they're asking is, will you teach me the exact question which I'll get asked in the interview?
So 1 second, let me just find that question. Okay, this one is. Acha. Okay, so first of all, yeah, we're not here to help you pass some exam randomly. What you learn by the end of this is a way that, first of all, yeah, you will have projects, you will have them on GitHub, you will have them deployed. So in an interview, you can show it to the interviewer. You will know enough HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, Flask. You learn it from the fundamentals so that the basic questions that they ask you, for instance, oh, can you get me an array in JavaScript? Or, oh, can you write a very simple Flask server? I don't care about big one, just write me a small. You'll be able to crack very easily. Okay. As far as teaching you exact questions, buddy, this is not your aptitude. This is not like an aptitude exam where you have a set of 20 questions that you answer. Companies tend to get creative with the kind of the questions that they ask. A lot of the times it's about the project that you made. So when you sit in an interview and they see on your resume these 3 projects, all the questions are on that. So if you do the projects honestly, if you do them by yourself, take help from mentors and your peers, then you should be able to crack these project interview rounds really, really easily.
Wonderful. So the next question is, what is the validity of this course? How long is the course, and how long can I continue to be on the platform?
Okay, but yeah. So first of all, this is supposed to be an intense boot camp. Okay, I'm not here to deliver 5 lectures, go home, and then the next 1 year, anytime you can. No, guys, let's be focused. Let's commit that hey, in 3 months, I'm going to pick up all the skills that I need to get a job. Okay, and to do that, what we've done differently this time around is that we've added 23 different live lectures to help keep you guys on track, keep you focused, keep the preparation in line. Okay, so in the first 8 weeks, the first 2 months, we'll get a tour of the entire course via these live lectures and a lot of coding exercises, mentor support, and all of that. Then I wanted to I'll help you spend another month and a half building the projects, finishing up the projects. So along the live lectures, if you follow me nicely, you'll be able to build half the project there itself. Just polishing, learning how to speak about your project, coming into GitHub, and having a portfolio. That will take you about another month. Last 2 weeks, resume preparation, interview preparation, resume review, and so on. By the end of 3.5 months, you should be in a position to go to the biggest product companies and talk about your projects. That being said, the validity of the course, the time till which you can get mentor support, you can get your doubts resolved, is 12 months. Right? So from the
Wonderful.
day that you purchase the course to 12 months, you can ask doubts, you can ask for forums, you have access to the job support and all of that. But the course itself, the live lectures will be done in 8 weeks. So if you're looking for something short, smart, snappy, focused, Edyst Webmaster Bootcamp, the new batch is for you.
So you almost led into the next question, which I have, is that will I get help in resume and interview preparation?
Yes, you will. We've done these classes before as well. So anytime that we send, we refer people to other companies, or when they get to companies themselves, we make sure that they don't send out a resume with errors. And also we take the pain of sitting, we provide personalized feedback to students. We go the extra mile. So with resume and interview preparation, you don't have to worry. Once you get to that point, we'll help you out.
So it's very interesting. This question is again popping up. In which language do I do the course in?
So for the front end, see, the web application is it's in 3 parts. Okay, you have front end, you have back end, and then you have something like databases. Okay,
Right.
now front end, there's no choice as such. Everybody in the world has to do HTML, CSS, JavaScript. There's nothing on top of it. 1 or 2 frameworks are there like React, but everything at the end of the day, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Learn that, you're done with front end. Backend is where it gets interesting, and I think that's why I know the student who's asking this. They took our intro to Java programming, I think a couple of years ago, if I
Yes.
remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's that guy, right? So
Yes.
I know where he's coming from. He's saying that, yeah, I've learned Java. Why do you want me to learn Python again? Like,
Correct.
no, we teach you Python for a very different reason. Okay, it's because it's easier to pick up backend web development in Python than it is in Java. Can you do it in Java? Yes, people do it, but yeah, it's hard to learn. It's boring to learn. I want it to be a fun experience. I want you to have skills that the industry is looking for right now. A lot of startups want to get people with Flask experience, right? Want to get people who are good at Python. So we teach Python as our primary backend language. Okay, but by the end of the bootcamp, the beautiful part is you will learn JavaScript from scratch, which means tomorrow if somebody says, yeah, Flask we don't work on, we work on Express.js. Can you do it? Like,
Correct.
yeah, I already know Flask and I know JavaScript. So it'll take me what, 2 weeks to learn Express. So just give me a job offer. I'll learn it within the first week of joining the company. That's the confidence with which I want you to go to these interviews. Right?
Wonderful.
So yes, to answer the question, we teach the backend part of it in Python. Front end is the same for everybody, so you don't worry.
So another question is, which companies have people joined after doing the Edyst course?
So one company, though, I already told, this was way earlier on in the chat, in the session where we said, CY's Capital. But then there's another big company called Mu Sigma. Okay. And this student Vasu sir will remember very fondly. So she came in without much programming experience at all. Okay. And then she went through this boot camp. Center she built, I think she built, if I remember correctly, I think she built the medium.com, the blogging application, right? She built it with a friend of hers. So that apparently her entire interview, Vasu, you'll not believe her entire interview. And
Yeah.
I'm not joking, like, hello, XYZ, come have a seat. On your resume, what is this medium.com clone? How did you build that? From that point till 45 minutes, that's all she was asked about.
Yeah.
That's it. No algorithm, no data structures. I still remember the morning she had called us and she said, so they might ask some questions. DS Algo, I'm too worried. I was like, okay, fine. I mean, whatever you know now, just go be confident. Turns out all 45 minutes on that one project, she cleared, she aced it, right? Because she built that project. So she got into Mu Sigma. So at bootcamp graduates, generally, if you build these sort of projects, you dramatically increase your chances of getting into good high paying product companies.
And even I know specifically for people who've gone into the higher salaried of entry levels of TCS and Infosys, they when go into the power programmer, they get into these roles which are not at 3.6 but 6 lakh per annum. There, of course, you need higher order programming skills, but there again, the technical interview is all about how do you talk and substantiate that you're worth that kind of a thing. And can you believe that there's students in the same college? A few people get into 3.6 lakh per annum, a few people get into the 6 lakh annum package in the same company from the same batch. And you will ask why. And the answer to that why is because they have learned higher order programming and so on and so forth. You're trying to
Yeah.
show something, Abhi?
Yes. So one thing that I realized that we really haven't told people about is that, guys, this is a very, so we're trying this new thing at Edis where we are running batches. Okay,
Yeah.
which means it has a definite start date, it has a definite end date. Okay, so I know that a lot of you would prefer this self-paced, oh, I'll learn something on the weekend, this sort of way. But guys, if you want to get a job, that is not how you're supposed to do it, right? So to help you stay disciplined and motivated, at this time around, we've decided to launch a batch-based system. March 2021, we start on the 20th of March. As you can see, 14 people are already on here. Come be with us. We have 23 rigorous live lessons spread out over 8 weeks. Okay, and by the end of the 8th week, you will have enough depth and enough breadth, enough coverage of all the topics that you need to be a great web developer, right? And after that, spend another month on your projects, get that job. Okay, don't dilly dally, don't spend more time thinking, oh, should I do, should I not do. If you're looking for something like a very structured live lecture led program, okay, to help you keep on track, registrations are open. We wrap the registrations up somewhere around the 20th of March, and that's where the first set of live classes start. So if you want, reach out to us at team@edis.com, talk to us on the WhatsApp group here, and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
Sure. So there's a good question. Pooja is asking. I do not have much knowledge in programming. Firstly, Pooja, let me commend you. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of humility to say
Yeah,
that you don't have much knowledge. Wonderful. And this, I think you have already won 50% of the battle. People have to accept what they know and what they don't know. So
yes.
the answer to this question is this is the beauty about this entire course, as Abhi was telling. Anything which you pick up on this course, the first day, first line of code which you'll write, we expect that people do not know. So that's how, whether it's CSS, whether it's HTML, whether it's JavaScript, when he's talking about Python, he will talk to you as if you're doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
The question we get asked is, if that is the difference, if that's what you're going to teach, what's the difference between a student who comes with some programming knowledge and person with who doesn't come? The answer is how much effort they need to put in. It's a simple
Yeah.
answer as that. Like, for example, if I do not know as much programming as you do and we both start the course, you will, because of your competencies or the way you're working hard and so on and so forth, you will spend an hour and a half on practice. I will have to put twice as much. So, but having said that, the beauty what Abhi always tells is that everybody starts off at different paces, but the moment they put in extra effort, especially people who do not have, they can directly
They'll
join up the
always catch it. Yeah.
absolutely they catch up. But the difference I see how they catch up is they spend more time. And some people write from 9 in the morning till 9 in the evening, especially if you're not a college student, or if you're college students and you have no other priorities than to get a job. You people like you spend 4 hours, 3 hours. I know people who spend 6 hours on weekends on the job, and then Monday morning when they come and Abhi is, for example, doing a class, and he says, "Let me see what projects have you done. Have you done?" Uh, Everybody is at the same level, and one person has spent just 1 hour, the other
Mhm.
person has spent 3 hours. So the answer to that, Pooja, is that absolutely you can directly take up the course. You do not need any bridge courses. All you need to do is ask more questions to the mentors.
Yeah.
Keep asking questions to Abhi when he comes online, and do a lot of practice. And I think this
Yeah.
course, without any other additional fringe courses or bridge courses, as we call, is something which is enough. Last question for the day, Abhi. Very interesting. It came in the last. One of the student is asking, "Sir, this is a very, very expensive course. Why are you pricing it so high?" So
Um,
I will let
Very interesting. So
you answer.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've had this discussion with I mean, I don't even know how many students so far. So whenever I get on call, right? Look, the value of the course is very apparent. So nobody ever asks, oh, why aren't you teaching more? Why aren't you teaching? Oh, we already teach a lot. Nobody's complaining about, oh, you get a buffet of stuff, right? What people don't realize is that this is not a set of videos that you are buying. Okay, like a lot of other, whenever you say, okay, the Edyst Bootcamp is, priced at some price point. So right now we are running a promotional sale, by the way, guys. 6,999, not going to last long, just telling you. This is valid only until the batch starts. When people compare this, they tend to mistake, or they don't have an idea of what it is that Edist is. Okay, it's not a set of videos. We are not people who will sell you, hey, these are 10-hour videos, you go and learn on your own, come back tomorrow as a web program. No, we have 500 plus questions. We have 23 live lectures. Each lecture is 3 hours long. 70 hours of actual interactive content right there, right? You get 12 hours of mentor support 6 days a week. Even on Sundays you will find our mentors online. You get forums, you get access to the jobs portal. I mean, I have this thing with Vasu where I tell him, yeah, when somebody asks what company is Edist, okay, like when my relatives, for instance, ask me, yeah, okay, you run the startup, yeah, what does the company do? I don't really have a straightforward answer. My company does courses, my company does jobs, my company does assessments. We have chat, which is a separate company in its own right. You get all of that
Yeah.
bundled in, right?
Yeah.
But most importantly, what you get is a community. You get a community of mentors, you get a community of the course instructors, you get a community of your peers. Everybody who's motivated for the same goal. Everybody has the same goal. What is the goal? To get a job. Okay, my success does not lie in the fact that I got you a course. Doesn't do anything for me. My success is when you get a job, right? That's the benchmark that we set for ourselves at Edyst. Every single course, right? Web course is no different. So the way that I look at it is that the boot camp, okay, has been the difference. And I'm not saying that it can be. I know it has been the difference between somebody getting a 4 lakh rupee, 4.3 lakh rupee job at a services company to an 8 lakh rupee job at a product company. The first year itself, this guy has started making 3.7 lakh more than what he could have, right? The girl that I was talking about, she had, I think, another offer for about three and a half to, I think, 3.5 or 3.6. I don't remember the exact amount. Her job offer was 7.5 and above, right? So the course that you're taking can very well be the difference between you getting a 3.6 to a 7.2. And if I look at it like that, this course is, we're actually giving it up for peanuts, right? But again, the thing that I want to leave you guys with is that none of this, okay, none of this magic that we keep talking about, right? Like Edyst is magical for learning, magical mentor support. What is this magic? You come and experience it. No, sign up for a free module. We are so confident in the fact that if you sign up for one free module, okay, and take a sampling of some of the kind of videos that we do, some of the examples that we do, guys, just because you haven't purchased the course doesn't mean we are not there to help you. Okay, we care about students regardless of what they do. So reach out to us on chat. And when you notice, when students experience what it is like when you have a mentor who's invested in you, who's invested in your success, right, who's genuinely there 9:30 at night. Mentor also has to go to sleep, right, but they stay online, make sure that they answer your doubts, and then they go back, right? When you experience something like that, the value proposition of the course will be so clear to you. So come
So
online, sign up for a free course. Yeah.
you have this fantastic question, which you prompted them to ask. They said, you keep telling about a free module. What is this free module and how can I get it? How can I access it is what they're asking. Can you show them?
So exactly. So I can. So let me log out, reset my Zoom. So first of all, guys, you can find the course link in the description below. So just give me 1 second and I'll.
Yeah, we can see your screen, Abhi.
Okay. Yeah. So over here, the link to the bootcamp is obviously in the description below. Edyst.com, course info, webmaster bootcamp. All right. You go in there, see this big green button, try one free module, click on that, log in with your Google account, and then it'll take you to the course dashboard. Okay. So it'll take you here. You get to the course dashboard where you will find that the first module is unlocked. The rest of them are behind a paywall. So you can pay over here, okay, and get started to unlock the rest of the fun stuff, right? Go into the playground. This is where we have all of our free content. There's some sampling of exercises on HTML. There's some videos. There's some coding challenges. But more importantly, guys, we have a selection of 9 mini projects that we are giving away for free. Like, we don't even care if you pay us the rest of the amount or not. We genuinely want you to become good at web development. We want you to have some projects. These are mini projects, Vasu. So it's a good place to start, but you kind of need a little bit more to demonstrate in an interview, right?
Okay.
So for people who are a little bit unsure, is web development for me? Can I do it or not? Try some of these mini projects. No, spend 2 days, spend a weekend. So you have Saturday, Sunday coming up. As it is, India is doing horrible in today's test T20. So no point trying to watch them anymore. So take the next 2 days, design something like WhatsApp web. Take a show that off to your friends and family. You'll have a much better time. Do the mini project. Hopefully that will convince you of the value of learning web development from the fundamentals. And once that is done, reach out to us, team@Edyst, talk to us on chat, and we'll be happy to take it up from there.
So thank you, Abhi. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot from all of our friends. And this is the best question for the day on the private chat I've received. And you will be amazed what this question is. All right. So one of the student is asking, sir, there is something written on your t-shirt. What is that? So, Abhi, what is it? So they say that
Okay.
they things eat, sleep, or repeat. What is
Yeah.
the story? What's the story? What's the story, Abhi?
Oh man, so I remember when we were shooting first set of videos at Edyst, right? We were like, yeah, professional T-shirts we want, and then I think it was either Anik or Vasu who prompted, here, see, if you get bland colors, black color leke aa gaya, then students will be like, arey, another boring trainer. So we came up with these quotations. Okay, we took some from the internet, one or two. Actually, we ended up debating and discussing. We came up with one or two quotations of our own, printed out 6 T-shirts, must in blue color, gray color, and black color, right? 6 different T-shirts. And for those people who have taken our introduction to Java, they would have seen all 6 T-shirts. Half of them I'm wearing, half of them Anik wears. So yeah,
So
that's
my dear friend who's asked this question, I'm sure we'll all go back to sleep peacefully, that we know what's
but
written,
yeah.
because I think I know why he's asking. He was reading eat eat. So what eat all about? So it's eat. What is it? What is it? What
Eat,
exactly is it?
sleep, code, repeat.
Repeat. So I think that's the success. I think kind of a wonderful way to end. So the
Yeah,
success of this course is, of course, a lot of mentors, good support from Abhinandan and his entire team. But I think the success of a job, for you to get a job, is if you follow that mantra, if I can say so. If you take it coding as that's what is the focus for the next 3 months, I'm
that's
sure
true.
you will get the best out of this course. And our placement support team is always there for people who finish courses. With that, thank you very, very much. We wish you all the best in your career. We would love to see you on the platform, and Abhi is always there. But as Abhi said, you want to go check out the free module, and even in the free module, one of the best things is you can chat with the mentor
Chat.
on.
Yes.
So you can ask the mentor, I am in the free module, I still don't understand, can you? So we don't differentiate between a paid uh, person and a person who's on the playground. So
Question is a question, sir. Question is a
question is
question,
a
right?
question.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So do that and try it out over the weekend. And if you have any questions, team@edis.com, or just drop a WhatsApp message at 7702053535, or just send a smiley onto that the WhatsApp number. Somebody will call you back, and we always
Guide
be
you
willing
through.
to help you. So wish you all the best in your learning and in your careers. And if you have anything, we're always there. With that,
Sure.
happy weekend and stay safe. Take
Good
care.
night,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye. Bye.